Greetings, my fellow Americans. It's another wonderful day in the neighborhood here at the Casa de Single Wide News with your humble reporter, Leroy, at your service. Today is the big day. I do apologize for being off the air for a couple of days where I was out of town, and where I was at, my uploadability was effectively zero. My apologies. Anyway, today is January the 20th. It is about 4 a.m. as I am recording this, and this is the day that Potato Brain Beijing Biden is supposedly going to be inaugurated. Maybe it will be. I want to make a couple of things clear. I am not a lawyer. I am not a prophet. I am not a psychic. I'm just putting things together as I see them. I put the pieces together that I have available, and I present them to you. Do I have all the pieces? Probably not. So, take the picture for what it's worth. Now, first of all, there's some confusion about what has to happen with the Insurrection Act. There's a precursor to what would have to happen in order for the Insurrection Act to be applied. First of all, there has to be evidence of an insurrection. Second of all, that evidence has to be presented and run through the system, and the system has to have completely and totally failed. In other words, you took it to the governors, they said screw you. State legislatures couldn't get justice. The courts refused to actually hear the facts of the matter, so on and so forth. All of these things have happened. The next thing that would have to happen is the president sign that Insurrection Act. And Executive Order 13848 that he signed into effect September 12th, I believe, 2018, which essentially says that voter fraud with external countries interfering is going to bring this process about, or could bring this process about. We know that the Director of National Intelligence has said that China, Russia, and Iran and other countries were involved. There has been a server seized in Germany. There's a that had this information transferred to it. There is an individual in Italy that signed a sworn affidavit saying that he was tinkering with the numbers and sending it to that server. So we've got a lot of external players here, a lot of external interference, apparently, possibly. It hasn't gone to court, so we don't know. Now, once that Insurrection Act is signed, then it goes to the military. The military looks at the evidence and decides, hey, there's an insurrection going on here. Yes, we will work to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States and stop this insurrection from happening. Okay? Now, where would the military need to be? The military would need to be in all the places where this FRAUD took place. It would need to be near all of the people that would be involved with this FRAUD. So, there would need to be a military presence in Washington, D.C., and all of the capital cities of the U.S. That has happened. That's where they are. Now, why the little button hadn't been pressed, I don't know. Is it theatrics? Is it, they're waiting for the final crime, the hand on the Bible? They're going to drop in like a SWAT team at that point? I don't know. I don't know. I know that this current election was unconstitutional, if for no other reason than the mail-in ballots, the change in the election laws were not run through the state legislatures. If nothing else had happened, it should make it null and void. But a lot else happened. Now, once the military takes hold, now, this is completely new territory. This is something that has really never happened in the United States history. There is no reflecting back. I can look at the Constitution. I can look at what they say has to happen with the Insurrection Act. Now, they don't have to inform anybody of the signing of the Insurrection Act. That doesn't have to happen. Now, if, and I'm not trying to pump anybody full of hopium, if they choose this moment at noon today to seize all of these people that were involved in this FRAUD, excuse me, I'm nursing a cold, my apologies. If that happens, now who's in charge? That's kind of an iffy situation, actually. My opinion is that the military would be in charge until after these trials. At that point, that would be martial rule or law. Then they would have to inform the public that that is in place. They would have to say, okay, we're in charge now until we figure this mess out and do whatever they do. If they've got enough information to show that our current president for a few more hours won fair and square, go with that. If it needs another election, if things are fuzzy, go with that. Then at that point, once all that's figured out, then we would go to reinstating the lawful constitutional government. Be it the current president, whatever they decide. Now, that would, by consequence, make a stopgap in the current administration. There would have to be, from what I'm understanding, there would have to be a segment of time where the military is completely in charge and there effectively is no president. So a speech saying farewell, got a new, passing this on to a new administration. Is the new administration the military? Is it Beijing Biden? Is it a small stopgap of a few weeks between this first administration and the second? I don't know. We'll just have to see. Is it possible that our current president's beautiful supermodel wife just said, "Hey, Don, let's just chill out on an island somewhere and make out forever." Would he be tempted? I would be. Would it be a temptation to take that life over the crap he's had to put up with the last 4 years? Yeah. Would I blame him if he did that? No. No, I wouldn't. I pray that that's not the way this comes about, but I wouldn't blame him. I have never seen anybody treated so badly as a U.S. president, even flipping through the history books. I've never seen anybody treated this unilaterally badly, or a president who has done more for this country in 4 years. I mean, he's done more good for this country than the last 4 presidents have done in 8 years each. Well, one of them was 4. At any rate, we'll see what happens, and whether he stays or whether he goes. The power is in the people, and the people don't want this communist crap. So God bless you, everyone. I love you, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day.